The town square is a vision of winter magic, draped in a thick blanket of snow. Christmas lights twinkle like stars, casting a warm, nostalgic glow that transports us back to the 80s. Bundled in winter's embrace, townsfolk carry shopping bags brimming with holiday treasures. A sign for Gerard's video stands as a nostalgic beacon, a relic of a bygone era. Inside Gerard's video, the warm glow of nostalgia bathes rows upon rows of VHS tapes, a comforting embrace for any visitor. Keith, a young boy on the cusp of adulthood, stands nervously at the counter, his anticipation palpable. Tammy greets Keith with a smile, her eyes reflecting genuine warmth and a welcoming spirit. In a shared moment of connection, the classic video store transforms into a vessel of shared stories and budding friendships. Tammy welcomes Keith into the vibrant heart of Gerard's, a bustling store brimming with life. Shelves tower overhead, laden with goods as customers weave through the aisles, creating a symphony of commerce. Tammy's eyes sparkle with enthusiasm as she reassures Keith. "Welcome to Gerads, Keith. First day, huh?" She explains the simple tasks awaiting him. Just help customers find what they need and keep the shelves organized. Tammy strides confidently through the cluttered aisles of Gerard's video, leading Keith into a nostalgic haven. Keith follows, eyes wide as he takes in the sensory overload of stale popcorn and aging plastic. The horror section looms ahead, a vibrant and imposing wall of VHS tapes promising thrills and chills. Tammy pauses before the horror section, her hand reaching out to touch a particularly lurid cover. Keith peers over Tammy's shoulder, a mixture of excitement and apprehension in his eyes. The air hangs thick with anticipation, the scent of stale popcorn mingling with the promise of cinematic terror. In Gerard's video, Earl wanders through the horror aisle. He pauses, his attention drawn to something in the distance. Tammy and Keith walk into view, approaching Earl. Earl looks up, noticing Tammy and Keith's approach. Tammy beams, gesturing emphatically between Keith and Earl. Keith gives a nervous wave, a hint of uncertainty in his eyes. Earl's enthusiasm is a tidal wave, threatening to engulf the room. Tammy announces, "Keith, this is Earl, one of our most enthusiastic customers. Earl, this is Keith, our newest employee." Earl grins widely, his expression a mask of unsettling glee. Earl's voice cuts through the darkness. "Hey kid, welcome to the graveyard shift. You like horror?" His words hang in the air, promising a night filled with terror. Keith stands excited for the tasks the day holds, and also meeting a new friend. He breaks the silence with a hesitant admission. Yeah, I guess." His eyes dart around the space as he continues. "I love horror movies, they are my favorite." In a mundane setting, Earl stands, his gaze fixed intently on Tammy. A question hangs in the air as Earl challenges, "We'll fix that. Tammy, you gonna let him watch movies on his breaks?" Tammy listens to Earl, awaiting direction. The question lingers, unanswered, in the neutral space. Amidst the chilling displays of the horror aisle, Tammy's playful laughter echoes. Tammy's eyes twinkle with amusement as she playfully gestures between Keith and Earl. Tammy warns with a teasing smile, "We'll see. Don't corrupt him too much, Earl." Earl stands in the horror aisle. In the video store, Tammy directs with a sharp gesture, her expression firm. Keith, burdened by the task, sighs heavily, his reluctance clear. Earl, brimming with enthusiasm, eagerly anticipates the task. Tammy's voice cuts through the air. "Keith, I need you to change out the posters in the horror aisle. They're looking a little stale." In Gerard's video, Keith and Earl walk side by side through the aisles talking about horror movies. Keith glances at Earl, impressed by his knowledge as Earl declares, "Romero's the master." Earl continues, "Zombie is a masterpiece of practical effects." Keith admits, "Fulci, the eye scene, right? Pretty gnarly." Earl, growing more passionate, exclaims, "The sheer artistry of the gore, it's almost beautiful." Keith acknowledges, "Wow, you really know your stuff." Earl asks Keith as he saw street trash. A well-dressed woman strides into Gerard's video, her presence immediately altering the atmosphere. Her eyes sweep across the space, landing on Earl with unmistakable disdain. She moves through the aisles, a silent critique in her every step. Earl is behind the counter, his expression unreadable as he watches her. The woman continues her path, her disdain cutting through the air. The subtle tension lingers as she disappears deeper into the store. In the store, a female customer leans in conspiratorially, her voice barely a whisper as she addresses Tammy. Honestly, Tammy, do you let just anyone hang around here? Her voice drips with judgment. That man looks like he crawled out of one of those awful movies. The man browses, oblivious to the harsh judgment directed his way. Tammy looks at the customer, her unease palpable. Tammy tries to contain her composure, her eyes darting around the room. Tammy speaks, her voice tinged with concern. He's a good customer, ma'am. He's never caused any trouble. Her expression softens slightly as she recalls the customer's behavior. She stands firm, hoping to defend the customer's reputation. Amidst the labyrinth of Gerard's video, a female customer wanders with a calculated casualness. She pauses, her gaze drifting over the horror aisle, a plan subtly unfolding. A deliberate pause precedes her raised voice, a calculated move to capture Earl's attention. Her voice rises, cutting through the quiet of the store to ensure Earl can hear every word. The horror aisle becomes a stage for her carefully orchestrated performance. Her words echo, each syllable designed to draw Earl into her carefully laid trap. The female customer walks over to some displays in the video store, her face a mask of disturbance. She shakes her head, a gesture of profound disapproval. Her gaze sweeps over the items on display, each object seemingly fueling her discontent. She voices her disgust. All this violence and gore, it's disgusting. Her voice rises with conviction. I can't believe people actually enjoy this stuff. It's probably why the world is so messed up. In Gerard's video, Keith overhears the woman's words, his expression darkening with visible upset. Nearby, Earl's face falls, his disappointment palpable. Keith's anger rises, the injustice of the moment searing in his eyes. The air thickens with unspoken tension, their shared disappointment hanging heavy in the video store. Inside the movie store, Keith stands near the counter, locked in conversation with a female customer. Nearby, Earl's dejected posture speaks volumes of his inner turmoil. Keith turns to the female customer, his voice rising with conviction. Excuse me, ma'am, but Earl's a really nice guy, and he knows a lot about movies. Keith's impassioned defense cuts through the air. Just because he likes horror doesn't make him a bad person. The female customer listens intently, absorbing Keith's passionate plea on Earl's behalf. In the stark expanse of an unknown location, a female customer scoffs, her expression a mask of disdain. Her words drip with condescension as she warns, "Well, aren't you a little hero? Just be careful who you associate with, dear." Her gaze lingers, a silent challenge hanging in the air, heavy with unspoken threats. The scene fades, leaving the unsettling echo of her words to fill the void. In Gerard's video, Keith turns, his attention drawn by an unsettling silence. Earl's gaze is fixed on the floor. The air in Gerard's video thickens with unspoken tension as Earl remains motionless. Keith observes Earl, his face a mask of concern. The weight of the moment presses down. In the stark confines of an unknown place, the air crackles with unspoken tension as Keith and Earl confront a woman. The woman faces them, her expression a mask of defiance. Earl stands by, caught in the crossfire. Keith's voice cuts through the heavy silence. "Don't listen to her, Earl. She doesn't know what she's talking about." Earl turns his gaze, uncertainty clouding his features. The woman remains impassive, her eyes blazing. As closing time approaches at Gerard's video, Tammy approaches Keith, her face radiating genuine warmth. Tammy expresses her gratitude. "Keith, I just wanted to say I really appreciate you standing up for Earl." She acknowledges his kind nature. "You've got a good heart." Her words carry acceptance and welcome. "Welcome to the Gerard's family." Keith beams, finally finding a sense of belonging. In the heart of Gerard's video, acceptance blossoms, and Keith discovers his place.